So as far as you could tell, people were actually trying to get their identification. Is that correct?
Yes.
What happened at that point?
Well, after I got my ID out and I was already ready, I wasn't searching for nothing no more. I started trying to look back slowly towards my right shoulder to see where the guy was at. And as I was looking kind of back, I hear Juan Guitron tell him that he didn't have his ID with him, that it was in his car, that if he can go and get it.
What was the gunman's response to that?
He said, well, if you don't have your ID, just get on the ground. And Juan told him, well, if I don't got my ID, why you want me to get in the ground? Let me just go get my ID. It's right there in the car. And then Juan told him, hey man, chill out. And he's like, you chill out. And he shot him right in the chest. And then he pumped it again, he shot him again. I seen him fall. I looked over my shoulder and I seen him fall. But I didn't see no blood or anything like that, so I figured, in my head I was still thinking he's a law enforcement, so I thought he shot him with beanbags just to calm him down, because they're arguing, or he's talking back to him, and being that he's a law enforcement, he's gonna try to calm him down. So I'm thinking he shot him with beanbags.
And when you said you seen him fall, are you again referring to Juan Guitron?
To Juan Guitron, yes. After he shot him twice, Juan fell. And then I kind of turned around because I'm thinking, oh, whoever's moving or not cooperating, he's gonna shoot. So I turned around and just try to stay still. And then I hear another gunshot.
And when you say you turn around, are you facing the house itself?
Yes, I was facing the trailer.
And were the other individuals up there, Richard Cantu, Gonzalo Guevara, and all those other individuals, were they also turned and facing towards the house based on what that gunman was directing you all to do?
Yes.
But at times you said you were looking over your right shoulder, is that correct?
Yes.
And you said that at this point there had been 2 gunshots, is that correct?
Yes, he shot 2 first.
And you could actually hear that?
Yes.
Did you get a good look at the gun that he was holding?
Not at that moment. Like, I did it when I got up to that he was asking for creeper the first time. After I turned around and got on my knees and held my ID, I didn't really get to look too good at the gun.
The first time that you saw it, to the best of your ability, can you describe what you saw?
The gun?
Yes, sir.
It was a rifle.
Do you remember what color it was?
Dark color.
Do you remember how long the barrel was?
It was kind of long. It seemed like to me, it seemed like kind of like a 12 gauge, something like that type of long.
So after you had heard those 2 gunshots and you had seen Juan Guitron fall, what happened at that point?
After Juan fell, then I hear another gunshot. I didn't get to see that one where he shot it or who he shot it at because it was right behind me. I didn't want to turn around completely for him not to look at me and shoot me. So I didn't see it exactly who he shot it at. But I hear one single shot again, and then I started trying to stiffen up because I'm thinking, he's probably gonna shoot me or shoot anybody else or shoot somebody else. And then I hear 2 more gunshots, and then I try to look back a little bit, but not too much. So I try to look back a little bit, and I hear him walking already on the porch. And I look back a little bit more, and I seen him get close to Richard. Richard Cantu was kind of behind me on the right-hand side, in between me and Gonzalo. And Richard was looking for his ID on his wallet. And as he was looking for his ID on his wallet, the guy came and put the gun on his head, on the back of his head. And when Richard felt it, he kind of dug down a little bit, and then the guy shot him, and it went through his back of his head, through right on the top of front of his head. And that I seen it. I looked back and I seen him get shot, and all the blood and everything landed on my face. So at that point, I knew that it wasn't no beanbags, that it was actually bullets, and couldn't be a cop doing that, something like that, because the guy's not doing nothing to him, and he just came and put his gun in his head and shot him.
Were all of you trying to comply with his demands?
Yes.
So at this point, are you still on your knees on that porch?
Yes.
And you said, I think, that Gonzalo Guevara was next to you?
Yes, Gonzalo.
Had he been shot at that point?
No. It was Gonzalo and Juan Rodriguez, or Jose Rodriguez and Gonzalo. We were left with me. It was three of us lined up in the front. And after he shot Richard, I looked at Richard and I seen him. He maybe shook about 2 or 3 times, and then he didn't. Like, I thought he died. And then.
When you said he shook, are you describing what his body was doing?
Yeah, like he literally shook, like if his whole body's dying or shivering type of. Yeah. And he didn't move anymore, and I thought he was dead. So like I said, I figured, he ain't no cop, and he's shooting with real bullets. So I looked over at Gonzo, did eye contact, and kind of like let him know, because there was a beer right in front of me, and there was a beer right in front of Gonzalo. So I looked at him and gave him eyes, like just hey, get your beer and let's get this guy, because we're next, pretty much.
Now you're saying that, and you said you looked at him, but did you actually speak that out?
No, just with my eyes, I kind of like look at him and pointed to the beer, like let's do something. So I tried to swing at my beer to grab it, and Gonzalo did the same to my beer instead of grabbing his beer. So he dropped mine, and I still chased it, and I grabbed it, and I tried to turn around to hit him with the bottle because he was right behind me. But he seen me trying to get up to hit him with the bottle. He turned around and he shot me on my hip.
And you're pointing to your right side, your right hip, is that correct?
Yes, on my right hip, yeah.
And did it go in your side of your hip or in your backside?
It went like almost lower, a little low on my waist, on my right side. And it went in and it traveled through my leg, and it reached almost to my knee.
After you got shot into your leg and into your knee, what happened?
Just the bullet force threw me to the ground, and I fell, and I was facing down, and then he came and he put his leg, one of his left leg on top of me, on my back, and then he clocked it again. He pumped it again. Every time he was shooting, he was pumping it.
When he's pumping it, do you hear anything when that is happening?
Just the noise of pumping of a bullet being released, the case being released, and him bullet going up again. Yeah. And he did that again, and he tried to point it at my head. I was seeing him trying to point it at my head, but I was moving, and he had his feet or his leg on top of me, and being that I was moving too much and just trying to not let him get a shot at me, he got off of me, and so I started crawling because I couldn't really walk or anything. My leg was all numb. So I started crawling and dragging my leg, and he shot at me, but it missed me, and it went through the window of the trailer. It went over my back, and it went through the window of the trailer. And I crawled around Gonzalo and Jose Rodriguez because they were sort of next to me, and I crawled around them because I wanted to get to the railing and get off of there and leave from the spot. And as I went around, Gonzalo and and Jose Rodriguez through the front. He went through the back of them and went and got right in front of me. I look up at him, and he looked at me, and he pumped it again, and he shot me in my chest. And I fell off the porch with the force. And then he looked over at me to see if I was dead or still alive. And he looked over at me and see me that I was still moving. And he pumped it again. And I seen him, and I turned around again to keep on crawling and getting away from there. And he shot me again in my back, through my ribs. When he shot me on that one, I shook my whole body, and my stomach started burning, and I started throwing up like pieces of blood and like meat, and like, I don't know, it was, I guess later I found out because he shot my liver. I guess it was pieces of my liver that I was throwing up. And then blood started coming out through my nose, through my ears. And
you had already been falling over the railing, is that correct, on the ground?
yes, I was already on the ground when he shot me the last time on my back.
And when he's shooting you, is he still on the porch?
Yes, he was on the porch, on the railing.
And I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 5C. Are you going this way when you fall over the railing?
That's exactly where you pointed at right now. That's exactly where I fell after he shot me on my chest.
Okay. And when you say railing, is this the railing that you are falling over when you get shot in the chest?
Yes.